dark blue. You left me here when our time was through. And under the covers, beneath of the surface, I can't find the others that work out my purpose. I'm in the deep dark blue. I'm in the deep dark blue. Dark blue.
Welcome, race fans, to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the elimination race of the round of 16. The championship hopes for 4 drivers will be extinguished after 10 laps. We'll find out which driver has what it takes to rise up and prove they still belong in the YCS Cup Series playoffs. It's time to take a look at the 4 drivers who sit below the cut line. We start with Kevin Harvick, who would have been 10 points below the cut line, but received a 15-point penalty for his dangerous driving on pit road at Dover. So now 25 points below the cut line. Mathematically not a must-win, but realistically for Harvick, I'm thinking he has to win this race. And he did just that last season. He won here at Charlotte in the playoffs. Can the 4 do it again? Next up is Dale Earnhardt Jr., who only sits 5 points below the cut line, which doesn't sound like a lot, but according to his stats here at Charlotte, it's gonna be tough. No top 10s for the 88 in the 3 races we've run here. Today would be a great time to change that stat. Dale Earnhardt Jr. starts in the 16th place spot. The 43 of Aric Almirola starts in the 19th place spot and doesn't have good stats at Charlotte either. He does have 1 top 10, which was a coast on fumes in that fuel mileage race from season 1. He sits 3 points below the cut line, and he's got his work cut out for him as well. And finally, Kasey Kahne, the first driver out of the playoffs looking in. He's only 2 points below the cut line, and by the drop of the green flag from his 13th place starting spot, he should be in. David Ragan is the first in, the 12th car, but he's starting 23rd, so the points will shuffle by the drop of the green flag. But right now, as it stands, Kasey Kahne is the first one out, only 2 points below the cut line. All right, let's look at the grid. Mr. Martin Truex Jr.'s won the pole for the race. Matt Kenseth will start second. Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin in row 2. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Clint Bowyer row 3. Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Larson row 4. And Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch, Stewart-Haas teammates, in row 5. Chase Elliott, Carl Edwards row 6. Kasey Kahne, Joey Logano row 7. Ryan Newman, Dale Earnhardt Jr. row 8. Brad Keselowski and Danica Patrick row 9. And Aric Almirola and Ryan Blaney in row 10. Row 11, Austin Dillon and Jamie McMurray. David Ragan and Paul Menard, row 12. AJ Allmendinger and Matt DiBenedetto in row 13. Behind them, it's Ty Dillon and Chris Buescher. And then row 15, Trevor Bayne and Michael McDowell. Row 16, Landon Castle, Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle and Regan Smith, row 17. Brian Scott, Justin Allgaier, row 18. And Casey Mears and Jeffrey Earnhardt, row 19. It's time to eliminate some drivers. We're going racing at Charlotte. And it was a Toyota front row. Matt Kenseth and Martin Truex Jr. battle off. Turn 2 is Hamlin attack behind him. He's going to spin out through turn 2. Caution is out. And he's losing valuable points to the cut line as he drives away. If they bring that thing to pit road, he'll lose even more. But already on the first lap, look at Denny Hamlin. Oh, it was Stenhouse on his inside who gets loose and tags the 11. Stenhouse saves it, and so does Denny Hamlin. That could have been detrimental to his playoff chances, but he was able to drive away from this. But it's going to be an uphill battle for the rest of the race. As you can see, he did come to pit road, And he's only 3 points above the cut line right now. And that's with everyone else in front of him. He's last place. So he's still above the cut line. And he can gain those spots back. But what a tough start to this race for Denny Hamlin. So he's done on pit road. And we're ready to go. Back green, Martin Truex Jr. and Matt Kenseth lead us again. Matt Kenseth, a good restart in the outside lane. He tried to take the lead on lap 1, and he looks better here on lap 2. Can he clear Martin Truex Jr. through turn 3? As they head through, yes, that outside lane's going to prevail. Even Kyle Busch is able to roll alongside Martin Truex Jr. now for second, as Matt Kenseth leads. Let's see how Kyle Busch can get it done. Still on that outside lane. Yes, he's going to take it. Truex falls to third after restarting in the lead. How about this battle between non-playoff guys? But here comes the playoff guy, Kurt Busch, 3 wide. And a turn 3 on Larson and Stenhouse. He takes it, and there's Kevin Harvick running in 8th, 15 points out. Oh, trouble, turn 3. A lot of cars around, including Denny Hamlin again. He cannot seem to catch a break in this race as he drives away from another wreck. Let's take a look at how this started. We're looking at Jamie McMurray here. I saw him spinning first. It looks like Menard gets tapped by Ty Dillon, who's being pushed by Denny Hamlin. They all get spun. Hamlin spins trying to avoid. So does Matt DiBenedetto. And then AJ Allmendinger got clipped in there somewhere as well. But a shame for the 11 again. He's only 5 points to the good right now. As DiBenedetto passes him on pit road, he's now only 4. These guys beating him off pit road. He's now going to be just 3 points to the good once again. This time, there are a couple cars who did not drive away from the wreck. So he's got a little bit of insurance as we look at it again. But unfortunate again for Denny Hamlin. Well, the cars are lined up for the restart. We're ready to go back green. Matt Kenseth takes us racing again. And how about that outside line? Kyle Busch able to keep with Matt Kenseth, maybe stick a nose out in front. The 18 looking to take the lead from his Joe Gibbs teammate on that outside lane. It worked for Matt Kenseth on the first restart. This time, Kenseth fighting hard on the inside lane as Kyle Busch will lead this lap. So far, we've seen that outside lane get the job done. Kenseth trying that inside, but Kyle Busch with a run off turn 2. He's to the point. Here's a battle for third. How about Kurt Busch? He's got a good race car. He's been making moves through the top 10, and here he goes for a podium spot on Martin Truex Jr. as the laps wind down. And he's doing it on the inside lane. Matt Kenseth wasn't able to make it work, but here's Kurt Busch fighting Truex on the inside lane. Whoa, Johnson loose behind him, and he's hard into the outside wall. The 48, a big hit. Caution out again, and that'll do it for Jimmie Johnson's day. He was running top 5, and that thing snapped on him on the exit of turn 2. A hard impact with the outside wall. Well, lucky for him, he's the Dover winner, so he doesn't have to worry about points as he slams that wall. Major hit for Jimmie Johnson. He is okay, though. He did walk out away from his car under his own power. But we'll look at it again as they finish cleaning up his wrecked race car. But yeah, that 48 just snapped around on him. We've seen cars get loose at this part of the track. Stenhouse on lap 1, and now our defending champion here on lap 7. So he will join our 3 other cars in the garage area. We're ready for another restart. Kyle Busch versus Matt Kenseth once again. Look at Kevin Harvick. He's desperate for a win. Here he goes to the inside of Truex as the battle is on up front. Matt Kenseth making the outside work once again. Man, the outside lane has been the place to be. The leader does not get lane choice. So Kyle Busch forced to the inside, and it is detrimental for him as Kurt Busch goes around him as well. And at the cut line, Kasey Kahne losing ground. He's now out. Eric Almirola out by 2 to David Ragan. He needs these spots desperately. Here he goes 3 wide, and he's loose. He's up into Kasey Kahne. Both of them 1 point out to David Ragan as Matt Kenseth takes the white flag. 1 to go for the 20, and here comes Kurt Busch looking to the inside. But that outside lane has been good for Matt Kenseth all race long. He's going to hold it against Kurt Busch. What will the 41 do? Here he goes all the way up against the fence. He's got to run on the 20. Look at the move! Kurt Busch takes the win away from Matt Kenseth. What a move by the 41 of Kurt Busch. He sent it all the way up against the wall and made it stick. Look at the 41. What a run by Kurt Busch to steal the win away from Matt Kenseth in the last corners. Kurt Busch gets his first win of the season and burns it down at Charlotte. Kurt Busch was destined to win this race. You could tell he had the fastest car. Anywhere he put that thing, bottom, 3 wide, top, all the way up against the fence. He had the car to beat today, and unfortunately his teammate Kevin Harvick did not have the car he needed. He comes up short in 3rd place. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Eric Almirola both 1 point out of making it to the round of 12. Chris Buescher, our big mover of the race, he started 28th, up 11 spots to that 17th place finishing position. And then our one more who was eliminated, Casey Kane, as well, did not make it. David Ragan will make it with that 22nd place finishing spot. And then Denny Hamlin, man, what a race he had. 26, that'll do it for him. Hopefully the round of 12 goes better for the 11 car. And then the wrecked cars, which include playoff contender Jimmie Johnson, obviously the Dover winner, so no worries today for him. We'll see if he can keep it clean in the round of 12. And here it is, the playoff standings heading into Kansas and Talladega. Johnson and Edwards top the leaderboard. And Kurt Busch will gain 5 extra playoff points with the win today. Each win is 5 points. And only 2 of the remaining 12 playoff drivers don't have a win yet this season. That is Joey Logano and Clint Bowyer, who has never won in the YCS Cup Series. And here it is, the next round of the playoffs, Kansas and Talladega. And I cannot stress enough how much Kansas means to win for our playoff drivers. You know it, the big one at Talladega. When's it going to strike? Who's going to be involved? You do not want to have to worry about that. But thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you at Kansas Speedway.